In this video, we're going to talk about some disc dog training, and I've got Instructor Carol, who's a 4-time world champion of disc dog, to show you how to throw more reliably, more consistently for your disc dog in training. I'm Ken Steep, and welcome back to McCann Dogs. I'm going to be honest, normally when I go out to throw a disc for my dog, it usually brings out my inner Canadian.
Sorry. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Instructor Carol's going to fix that for us today.
Today we're going to talk about the backhand throw, most common throw with a disc, whether you have a dog or not. Ever have a day where you go out and you make lots of throws, but they all hit the dirt, your dog doesn't catch any of them. So today we're going to talk about how we can put that disc up there, make it so my dog can catch it, and they can catch it safely. And it all starts with the grip. I'm going to put the disc in my throwing hand. For me, my dominant hand is my right, so I'm going to put it in my hand with my thumb on, thank you Burke, on top of the disc. My other fingers grab underneath, so I've got the disc now pinched between my thumb and my fingers. Next is our positioning to throw. So when I'm going to throw a disc, I like to have my feet about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, a little bit of spring, weight on the balls of my feet. I'm not stiff and upright, I'm nice and loose. Now, that's my stance, my positioning, if I'm throwing at the camera, I'm going to be 90 degrees to my target with my right hip in this case, focused pointing at my target. I also want to talk about disc angle on release. Just for those of you that are interested, disc angle is called hyzer. So when I release a disc inside, my disc is relatively flat. But what happens when we get outside and we get wind or we're going for distance, if I release flat, my disc is going to take off. So if I'm throwing distance or in wind, I'm actually going to release with a greater disc angle. So when I come through, I'm going to have way more angle on that disc and it's going to fly much more stable. Now that we've talked about grip, body position, and we understand that disc angle is important to consider, we can talk about the mechanics of the throw. So again, I've got my grip, my body's nice and loose, I'm 90 degrees to my target, I'm looking at it, I'm going to bring the disc back. Now, think about a baseball swing. If I just use my arm, I'm not going to get much power behind it. So with my disc, I'm pulling back, and as I come forward, I'm unwinding and I'm stepping forward, transferring my weight. And that's actually where my power is coming from. That's the power behind the disc. That's going to give me my distance. The other really important thing I need to consider is my disc spin. If I can get good spin on the disc, it's going to be way more stable and it's going to hang up there much, much longer so that it gives my dog a chance to catch it and be safe. So with the spin, it's all about my wrist. So I'm actually going to, with my grip, I'm going to cock the disc back into my forearm. So as I come forward, I'm unwinding, weight transfer, and that wrist snap is what's causing my disc to spin. Last thing we want to talk about is the actual release of the disc and the follow through. So I'm going to pull back the disc. When I release it, I'm going to release it right at my target. My follow through, if you notice, didn't stop. I don't want to be jerky about that. Thank you, Berkey. Good boy. So I don't want to jerk and stop on my release. The disc is being released. My line of motion, all of my power, all of my energy is going into that disc release in the direction of my target, but my arm is going to keep moving. Couple of tips if you're just getting started. Number one, don't try and throw too far. Sometimes we try and crank it and the body mechanics just don't work. So start out not too far. I like to choose a target. So I might choose a tree in the environment, a spot on a fence, or maybe set up a lawn chair and I'll aim for that. Distance will come. Not too bad to videotape yourself too so you can see what's happening. Try playing in different wind directions, get a feel for the disc, the angle that works. And while you're watching TV, you can get comfortable with that grip and putting good spin on the disc, which is really important. So you can just work on, can I get great spin with that disc in control? I can do it this way. I can also do it right in front of me. Can I get some good spin right here? Don't need any space. don't need good weather.
Now, what if you have a dog that's too young or too old to jump for the disc, or a dog that's just not physically able? Or maybe your dog isn't super motivated to chase the disc. Well, Instructor Carol is going to show you how to use the roller.
The roller, because the disc is moving fast along the ground, nice and low, helps bring out the chase drive of the dog, and it also teaches a young dog how to track the moving disc. Now, I can use any size disc for this, but because I've got a small dog, I'll be using a small disc. If your dog has a soft mouth or he's just new to disc, you might even want to use a clock disc to get them started, a little easier for them to grab. When I start with this, I'm actually going to get down nice and low. I can get Dell all excited with the moving disc, you know, get him interested in it, and then I can do my roller. I can even do a little restraint. Oh, are you ready, set? Good boy. So we're going to start with some rollers. First of all, I'm going to get my dog all excited. I can move the disc around. I can do a little tug with him. What a good boy. And then I'm going to throw out my roller. See how that motion gets him going? Breathe here, buddy. Cheer him back in. Out. And then an out's going to produce another throw for him. Good boy, buddy. Out. Yeah, get it. Dell, bring it back here. Yes, out. Good work, buddy. Get that thing. Yeah, way to go, bud. Now, I could also, if your dog's not that keen, you can also use a toy or food or tug at the end to reward your dog, so it's really fun to go get this disc. Now, Dell is pretty new to disc, even though he's 13 years old. He was a little older when I started disc, and he'd had some back issues, so I never wanted him to play, but in organizations where we can throw that roller, I'm very comfortable with him not having to jump. So Dell actually competed in his very first disc event just last weekend. So it doesn't matter how old your dog is or what type, they can all learn. Lots of people say there's different ways to throw a roller. Basically, your grip is going to be similar to a backhand throw. I like to have some finger on there, thumb on top of the disc. You can throw it. I tend to just face forward and I let it roll off my hand. Some people stand sideways. They find that easier to get a straight throw that doesn't curve off. Now, you may have a dog that just has no interest in that roller. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of chase drive. Doesn't mean give up. You can teach your dog to retrieve a disc or any other object. All we need to do is build some value. Now, I have a dog, Newman Bing, who had no chase drive. So for about a week, Newman got his food, so his meals came out of the disc. Pretty soon, he was pretty interested. Then every once in a while through the day, I would pull it out, have treats in it, and he'd get lots of a reward anytime he saw this disc. Then it immediately went away again. Pretty soon, when I brought it out, he wanted to grab it. He says, hey, that's associated with food. He would try and grab it, and I would, yes, reward him for trying to grab it. Pretty soon, I was able to do little tiny tosses. He was getting it, getting rewarded for that, and now he loves disc. The roller really is a great way to get your dog started. Last tip, make it fun. Ready, Dell?
So now that you know how to properly throw a disc for your dog, get outside and enjoy some training. If you'd like some more disc dog training videos, click that card right there. I'd like to thank Instructor Carol for joining us, and I want to wish you guys happy training. Bye for now.